close my eyes and smell it. I can almost smell like a wine. Do you smell? Does it smell that way to you? Like I hear the rum is like screaming, but in some alternate universe, I smell wine in there.
All right, so we got.
So should we do an introduction first? Guatemala. Guatemala.
All right, we're trying it.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
The heat up here just really brings it to another level.
Yeah, this is authentic island
It
temperatures. It is as hot here as it is in Guatemala.
We're
in the top of the distillery barn. That's an old medicine bottling plant that has 1, 2, 3 small windows, none of which are open. So we got that going
That's
for
that
us.
Southern education there for you.
That's okay.
What do you think about it? I think it's also finished in a sherry barrel. It's pretty good. It's pretty smooth.
It's crazy good.
Ours is Copper Cannon is a lot different in the fact that it's like ours like pushes more on a whiskey side almost. Doesn't it taste?
Yeah, ours might be like a little sharper. This is like smoother.
Right.
But then I've never rolled my own cigarettes or smoked tobacco or whatever.
Yeah.
Have you? But it kind of tastes like a sort of a leaf, like a natural kind of leaf is in there somehow.
So it's a lot different. Like when I taste like something like Hurt and Sweeney, like I think they have like a 15 and a 23 year. That almost has like more of an orange taste to it. This one just has kind of I don't want to say tobacco. It kind of
I was going to say tobacco, but I didn't want to say it either. Yeah.
It's really good.
Really good.
It's not. I mean, what proof is it? Is it 80?
Yeah.
I mean, for being as hot as it is up here in the freaking Thunderdome of Copper Cannon,
Right.
it goes down really, really
Heat
smooth.
wave of New Hampshire.
That is really, really good.
It's crazy good. But this is Systema 23 is what it says on the side, but it's not 23 years old.
No. It's multiple ages, and I think the way it works is technically you have to, if you were to age it, you have to age it to the youngest that you blended.
Yeah.
So if you like had something that was 50 years old and you blended it with something that was 1, you have to. It's not like, oh, it's fucking 25. It's like, no, it's 1.
That would be cool if you could
or
do
23. 1 plus.
Sad times.
No, but I think it's pretty good. I really like it. I actually do like the bottle too. So I forget, what is this?
You were telling me about that last time.
Petate. I think it's called a petate.
And they
weave it.
They weave it.
So I don't know what happened in Guatemala, but like I don't know if just the weaved chair thing went out and plastic started hooking them up, and but a lot of women that were in Guatemala were displaced with that career, and I think they actually do that hand weaving, and then it goes on the bottle.
So they added this on purpose to help those people?
Yeah, I think so.
Put the weavers back into business?
I think so. What's really weird is there's no seam to this, like they glued it on. I don't know how they got it around this damn thing. They weaved it.
Does it like soak and then shrink?
I don't know. It's kind of strange.
We need to find out about this.
It's probably plastic, and they just heat shrunk it.
That'd be sad.
We gotta find out about
There's just
this.
one woman with a heat shrink gun.
Fucking.
This is just neat in this nosing glass that we have. These fancy
Neat.
nosy glasses.
I mean, a lot of people will mix like sugar and water with it. Some people will do that just on ice. I mean, I like mine with a little bit of ice. It depends on the proof. I like mine with just a touch of ice. Obviously, this is not the optimal way I would actually drink this. I mean, this is like straight up like we're in the Caribbean drinking like good rum, like out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's no ice.
Yeah, if we were camping.
But what's crazy is it's still like really good. Like Usually people are like really turned off by the fact that it's like super hot and like, I don't want to drink. It's like too hot. They want like something like a pina colada or something cold, you know? But like this is like even in the heat is like really, really good. Oh, the other thing about this too is when they go to age it, they actually bring it up into a higher elevation within Guatemala. So they age it. So they make the rum in Guatemala from virgin sugar cane. I don't really know what virgin sugar cane is. I mean, when I think about virgin sugar cane, it's not germinated or something like that.
You were talking about like a mill that you just take the cane and you put it right in.
Yeah, so back in the day they'd have like basically like this. I was thinking turbine, but it's not like a turbine. It's almost like a grinder that was like horse driven. It just walks in a circle, and then they'd shove sugarcane in it, and then and it was kind of like just a little spout out of it, and they'd gather all the sugarcane juice, and then they would just put it in a vat basically, and it would naturally ferment from the natural yeast. It's like we do here where we like pitch the yeast and all that. It would just the natural yeast that exists everywhere would start fermenting.
That's like the real old style too.
The optimal thing with yeast is if they're in their zone of temperature. They're not like, it's just like us, like we're up here overheating, and we don't feel as comfortable as we want. If it gets too hot and there's like too much exothermic reaction going on, and plus the heat of the Caribbean or Central America, they'll produce some like off flavors. And I think that's why if we were to go and just like side by side compare this, like this and our age, there's going to be a slightly different sweetness taste to it. And maybe that's some esters in there or some different
As
oils.
I'm tasting this more, it's leaving like a sweetness on my tongue. It's like real heavy caramel kind of.
And that might be the difference. It's so good. That might be the difference with the sugarcane juice sweetness versus the molasses sweetness. So the sugarcane juice, I'm postulating that's going to be higher sweetness. So maybe this is what tastes a little bit sweeter than ours. Doesn't it taste a little bit sweeter than ours?
Isn't the molasses more dense though?
It's more dense, but I think it has a lot of ash and stuff in it. I'd have to go. You actually. Right? I probably should know these fucking questions. That would be interesting to figure out like what those sugar contents are, and doesn't it taste like a little bit of caramel almost?
So what we think is the cheaters of the alcohol industry add caramel flavor to the thing, their thing. Tequila, caramel coloring, because they're all trying to go for this barrel authentic color.
That really dark color. That's a pretty dark color. And I sort of
mentioned, like, you can see it at the bottom here. I can see it better. It's this like yellow at its core, but then as you stack the yellows, it becomes amber orange. So that's like the caramel doesn't have that yellow tint. It has the brown like the table. It's like a stain.
They're pushing through so many barrels, though, maybe that's what's really darkening it. Maybe they have something that's super, super dark that's been in there for like 20-something years.
So maybe we were way wrong with our blender, although she does, I'm sure, something else. Because the system of Solara is having each barrel content every time.
Right.
So don't you get into this like mathematical half-life problem where there could be a molecule left over from when they first started that's still hanging out in that barrel? Mathematically, it's true that there is still there. Right. So they're like constantly blending, so it just averages out super slowly into this.
Right.
So like
you might have something that's like super dark that's been in there forever.
But it's all going to be consistent, which is like in modern manufacturing is like supposedly the best thing. So like, not that these guys are McDonald's, but like it's consistent no matter where you go in the world. It's the same thing. So this is maybe like that. This is also their primo stuff too. Still not as expensive as a whiskey, but like they have other less dark aged products, right?
Yeah, they do.
So maybe that's the blended one, and this is the Solara.
Blend of aged rums between 6 and 23 years. So They're acting kind of like it's like 23 years old.
Okay.
Originating from the System Solar aging process, these mature rums have been produced only from the sweetest first crush virgin sugar cane. So that's like maybe that's why it's like super,
I know what they're
super
talking
sweet.
about. The grinder that we're imagining, they put it through one time and they get one set of things and one output. And then they go and put it through like a narrower one. So it's already been squeezed one time. I think that's what they're referring to if I was going to guess with virgin.
Well, it's like one time, boom, done.
This is the
It's
first
the first
It's the
time.
first vat. Yeah. Yeah.
RON Zacapa 23 is matured at a altitude of 2,300 meters in select barrels that have previously aged robust American whiskeys, delicate sherries, and fine Pedro Ximenez wines.
So the aged
So
wine.
they're putting it in whiskey barrels, sherry barrels, and wine barrels. Now let me rethink about this taste. I mean, I can see it. I can. The more I think about it, it's like it almost feels a little bit. The more I taste it, it's like, oh, it's like tobacco-y at first, and then it's like tastes like caramel, a little bit of caramel, and then it's then it tastes a little bit fruity too. It's got like a fruit. I don't know if that's like wine is usually kind of fruity, and like and sherry's kind of like that spiky sweetness. It's freaking good. Think about it this way. Think about it like you're just drinking a wine. Does it taste like a wine to you?
It does taste like a wine. Very sweet though.
It is very
It's
sweet.
very sweet. So
I'm just curious if they back sweeten any of it, even if it's just like after they distill it, they throw in some sugarcane juice or something, because it is really it seems
suspiciously sweet.
This is like sweeter, a lot sweeter.
So
than
if they took
but
the
if
wine
you
barrel,
taste sherry,
the wine barrel would be a lot of sugar.
Have you had sherry before? You know, a lot sweeter. If I close my eyes and smell it, I can almost smell it like a wine. Do you smell? Does it smell that way to you? Like I hear the rum is like screaming, but in some alternate universe, I smell wine in there. Maybe I shouldn't admit this on the show, but I do not have. I have the worst taste buds.
No. You say
like,
that, but
I mean,
how do you know?
I mean, I can't be doing
We
everything
both
wrong.
came
Some
up with
people-
tobacco leaf. I mean,
No. I mean,
could be worse.
that is pretty good, dude.
It's really good.
I wouldn't mix that. I would just drink that on ice. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure that one out.
Definitely coppercannon.com. If you get to the end of this video and you use the code word Google Rum on our website, then you get a discount.
For tasting a tour.
There's 50 available. Let's see how many go.
50. All right.